Welcome to the man cave. Not a short one ish, shortish anyway, about 10 minutes, and it's a little local one. It's a little bit more about the area I live in, the White Peak, the Limestone area of the Peak District, and a little bit more of its industrial history, if you like, but also, yet again, I'm still playing around to try and find, rediscover, shall we say, the ideal sound reproduction on this Osmo Action that I've gone back to using. The GoPro's gone. It went on a well-known auction site, as everybody keeps referring to it as, and it went within a day and a half. So it was a useful experiment, but it didn't work out. So yeah, I'm a DJI man at the end of the day, for those that know what I'm talking about. So we'll get there. But yeah, the little local one. Yeah, as usual, tell me what you think. It gets a bit broken. They've still not got the sound right. It starts to break up as the speed of the bike goes up. So I'm working on it. But yeah, see what you think anyway. Cheers.
Right, we'll try again. Morning, people. And so the saga continues. Out this morning with Robin and Mick. Leading lights in the local Himalayan group. Just come up through Bonsall. Bonsall, lovely village is Bonsall. Very much a mining and quarrying settlement is Bonsall. Not so much these days. It's turned out to be a lovely morning. Yes, so anyway, the saga continues. The saga of the camera and microphone situation. For those that watch on a regular basis, the GoPro is gone. I put it on a well-known auction site, and it went within a day and a half, and I didn't lose money on it, so that's okay. So I'm making way now for an Osmo Action 3, the camera that superseded my DJI camera that I use mostly. So it's going to take some setting up, but that's the plan. Now we're coming up to a little area known as Slaley. A lot of money been spent on these properties, these cottages up here. Very much not miners' cottages these days. You see, the thing about this area is not only was it rich in limestone, which it is, as you can tell by the stone walls, pale grey, sometimes white, but limestone tends to contain seams of minerals, metals basically. The most prevalent here in the Peak District, in the White Peak, is copper and lead. And every now and again we pass by fields, one or two on the left here, but little lumps in them all over the place, on the right in particular, across here as well. So a lot of this is waste from the mines. Lead mines across here. Back in the 80s and the early 90s I was involved in caving. I wouldn't call myself an enthusiastic caver and potholer, but it was an interesting pastime, interesting alternative to climbing during the winter. But because there are so many disused lead mines as much as anything, copper as well over where I live, but there wasn't any real access to the copper mines. But there's a lot of exploring to do in the old lead mines. The lead mines have been abandoned since the turn of the 19th, 20th century in a lot of cases, and it was amazing. I mean, these hills, you can't tell by looking across them, but under the ground it's a massive adits, levels and shafts. Shafts are vertical, and the levels and adits are horizontal, tend to be horizontal. Adits very often are for drainage, draining the water out of the mines, and levels are, there you can see machinery on the right in the field on the right. This is all machinery that was attached and part of the lead mining industry. Museum pieces really. Yeah, the levels tended to be for the miners, or the old man as we refer to him, Toad Mon, the old man, was the miner of the day. Little bit of a sporting lane, this one. Yeah, the miners of the day, the old man, and one or two of them are known as coffin levels, and the reason they're called coffin levels is because if you look at the profile of the passageway, it's the shape of a coffin, and the reason for that is that these guys, they tended to cut these levels with pickaxes, and some of the pickaxe work, it's an absolute work of art. I mean, you look along the passage and it's broad where the old man's shoulders would have been, where the miner's shoulders would have been, and like I say, they just cut out enough rock to let them get through. And the pickaxe work, the pickaxe lines, if you like, perfect arcs, perfect curves, and it's fantastic to see. Like I say, a work of art. Well, that's the lead mines. Same concept as coal mining, really, obviously, but taking minerals out of the ground. But there weren't so many mining disasters with lead and copper mining as there have been coal mining disasters, because lead and copper is taken out of solid rock that supports itself, whereas coal tends to be in shale and unstable ground, so hence the need for pit props, which you don't really need all that much for lead and copper. But the other thing that the coal miners needed was some way of indicating poor air, carbon dioxide, that sort of thing. So Humphrey Davy developed his lamp, the Davy lamp, and the idea is that the flame in the lamp would change colour if the air became bad. Up in the northeast, it was George Stevenson, the engineer up there. He developed his own lamp for the Geordie miners, and they insisted on using George's lamp in their mines up in the northeast. Incidentally, that's where the term Geordie comes from, and so we're told. Geordie's boys, George Stevenson, Geordie Stevenson, his miners were Geordie's boys. So yeah, useless information, but there you go. I hope this is coming out okay on the microphone. Well, this was intended to be just a very short video. I'm going to keep it that way. So we've done a bit of green lading, riding one or two trails. I've told a couple of stories, and I'll find out if it's come over okay on with the microphone. So with no more ado, I'll say cheerio, and invite you to give it a thumbs up if you found it interesting, enjoyable. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Yeah, still recording.